Thank you everyone for bringing your animals out today to play. Who is ready for a story? Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to mute everybody so that we can all hear the story. And we're gonna go ahead and get started soon, but before we get started, I just wanna say welcome to everyone. Welcome to Storytime. We're so excited to be able to read to you today. My name is Jennifer, and thank you for joining us here for TransForm Storytime. This is hosted by your Safe Routes to Schools program. And for all of you parents out there, we are going to be recording, so if you want to opt out of image sharing just by turning your video off, you can do that. But I think it's nice for us all to feel like we are together and a part of Storytime. You can keep your videos on if you like. When the readers are reading, I'm going to be highlighting them so that everyone can see the stories and the illustrations. And I want to remind everyone again that this is also a fundraiser. So in lieu of our traditional fundraisers, now that we're all at home, we're doing this event series. And we just want to encourage people, whatever you might give normally at a happy hour or an event that you've gone to in the past, we're looking to raise about $5,000 for this event series. So if you are able to give right now, we would really appreciate it. We aren't asking for any corporate sponsorships right now while we're trying to raise money. We're just doing this event series to hopefully bring people together. So I'm going to drop the link where you can donate into the chat. And again, just feel free, if you are able to give, then we'd really appreciate it. We are going to be doing the story time every week, so join us again next Wednesday, same time, if you'd like to participate. And we'll have a couple other events going on for this TransForm series. So I'll also add the link to the events in the chat if you're interested in looking up what other things we'll be doing. All right, so we have 2 readers today. And I think we are going to start first with Carrie.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Carrie, and I am so excited to read with you today. I've been doing a lot of reading since we've all been staying at home. Reading is one of my favorite things to do. So this morning, I'm going to read a book that's called Last Stop on Market Street. It's written by Matt de la Peña, and the pictures are by Christian Robinson. Okay. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. Outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dropped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched the water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't get a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. What's that I see? Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. How come we always gotta go here after church, CJ said. Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere. I feel sorry for those boys, she told him. They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglass man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat. CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. How come that man can't see? Boy, what do you know about seeing? Nana told him. Some people watch the world with their ears. That's a fact. Their noses too, said the man, sniffing the air. That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood him back. I sure wish I had one of those, he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask that man if he'll play us a song? CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered, I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw the sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. Saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti tagged windows and boarded up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, me too, CJ. Now, come on. And here they are. And that's the end of our book.
Thank you very much, Carrie. I loved hearing about CJ's story. And we have one more book for you, but before we get started with that book, for all the adults out there, the Safe Routes to Schools program has been diligently working on a lot of resources for parents, for the kids who are learning from home right now. And we have book lists where you can find books like this one and lots of other resources on our website. So I'm gonna add that to the chat now too, so you can refer to that. All right, so we're gonna get started soon with our next story. And it's actually going to be Carrie's mom reading our next book.
And I have to put on my glasses so I can see. And I know that some of you wear glasses to help you see too. That's a good thing. The name of my book is called The Listening Walk. And another word for the name of the book is the title. The person who wrote the book is Paul Showers. So he is the author. That means he wrote the book. And the pictures are drawn by Alicia.
Uh-oh, looks like we're paused here with our video.
I like to take walks. I take walks with my father and our dog. Our dog is called Major. He is an old dog and he does not walk very fast. We go down the street and we do not talk. My father puts his hands in his pockets and thinks. Major walks ahead and sniffs. I keep still and listen. I call this a listening walk. On a listening walk, I do not talk. I listen to all the different sounds. I hear many different sounds when I do not talk. First, I hear Major's toenails on the sidewalk. Major has long toenails. When he walks, his toenails scratch the sidewalk. They go, twit, 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 twit. I hear my father's shoes on the sidewalk. My father walks slowly and his shoes go, dop, 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 dop. I can't hear my shoes because they were sneakers. I hear all sorts of sounds on a listening walk. I listen to sounds I never listened to before. I listen to lawnmowers. Lawnmowers are noisy. A lawnmower makes a steady, zooming noise. It goes like this, zoom. I listen to lawn sprinklers. Lawn sprinklers are very quiet. They make different sounds. Some sprinklers make a steady whispering sound like this. Other sprinklers turn around and around. They go like this. On a listening walk, I hear cars in the street. The shiny new cars are quiet. They make only a soft but old cars are very noisy. Old cars sound like this. Bracka, 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 bracka. When cars go around the corner too fast, the tires go. When cars stop quickly, the brakes go. On a listening walk, I hear all kinds of sounds. A bicycle bell ringing, tring, tring. A baby crying, wah, 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 wah. A jet flies overhead. Jets are very noisy when they're overhead. A jet goes, eow! A boy runs by dribbling his basketball. Bump, 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 bump. A lady hurries by us. She is wearing high heels. The lady's high heels go, pick, pock, pick, pock, pick, pock. The bus is coming. The lady starts to run. The bus stops at the corner. And the lady gets on. The bus starts up again. Around the corner, men are digging up the street. They are using a jackhammer. It makes a loud banging sound. The jackhammer hurts my ears. I put my hands over my ears as we walk by. Sometimes my father and I take Major to the park. It is quiet there. The sounds in the park are not like the noises in the street. My father and I walk down a shady path. I do not talk. I listen. I listen to my father's shoes on the path. They make a soft sound. They go, chuff, 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 chuff. I listen to the birds in the park. I listen to the pigeons and the ducks. The pigeons fly down to meet us. They want us to feed them. The pigeons puff up their feathers. They take little tiny steps. They come toward us, nodding their heads. They say, "Poo, poo, poo, poo." At the pond, the ducks are waiting. They want us to feed them too. The small ducks swim up close. They turn their heads on one side and look up at us. The small ducks waggle their tails and quack. They say, "Gank, gank, quack, quack, gank, gank." The big ducks are not so brave. They stay back and swim around in circles. The big ducks look at us, but they do not come close. The big ducks say, "Gank, gank, gank." Sometimes I hear a woodpecker in the park. The woodpecker sounds like a little hammer. He goes, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. In the park, I hear crickets in the grass. The crickets go, "Creak, creak, creak, creak." I hear the wind in the leaves. It whispers, "Shh." I hear bees in the flowers. Bzzz. It's fun to go on a listening walk. You do not have to go far. You can walk around the block and listen. You can walk around your yard and listen. You do not even have to take a walk to hear sounds. There are sounds everywhere all the time. All you have to do is keep still and listen to them. Right now, there are sounds you can hear. When we finish this book, just listen. How many different sounds can you hear right now? The end.
Thank you very much. I loved all the sounds in that book. It makes me want to go on a listening walk today too.
Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it?
Yeah. For all of the adults still out there, just a quick reminder that this is a fundraiser for TransForm. So if you are able to donate, we'd really appreciate it. I'm going to drop the link to the donation into the chat one more time. And before we all go, I'm going to unmute everyone. Now we should all be able to hear each other. So thanks everyone for coming today. Did you all enjoy the stories?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll be doing this again next Wednesday at 9:30.
You like it?
Thank you for letting me read.
Yes, thank you to our readers. Can we all clap for our readers today?
Yay! Yay! Hooray!
Great. You did so good.
Nothing.
say bye-bye?
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We all say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I want to have my own.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.